Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining Lewis University's television network. Today is Thursday, February 2nd, 2023. I'm Tony Donardis.
And I'm Hannah Gasick.
And we begin with our top national stories.
Punxsutawney Phil, the legendary groundhog weather watcher, woke up and saw his shadow this morning. This means 6 more weeks of winter. Each February 2nd, the members of Punxsutawney Groundhog Club make the pilgrimage to Gobbler's Knob, Phil's official home. They want for Phil to leave his burrow, and legend has it if he sees his shadow, we're in for 6 more weeks of winter. If he doesn't, we get an early spring.
A heartbreaking end to the search for a missing teen in Wisconsin. Authorities say the frozen body they found this week was that of 17-year-old Daniela Velasquez, who was reported missing Sunday. Brown County Sheriff's officials say they found 17-year-old Velasquez's body in the rural area after 2 days of searching, and while they still need official confirmation, they believe she died of hypothermia. Her vehicle was found at about 2:30 Sunday afternoon. Her shoes and phone were found outside with her keys and wallet still in the vehicle. An autopsy is expected to be performed on Friday, but authorities say they have no reason to expect this was anything other than a tragic accident. Police say Velasquez returned to the area a month ago after living a period in Florida.
Powerade has gotten a facelift. According to Body Armor, Powerade's parent company, the sports drink not only has a new look, but it also has a new recipe and a new marketing strategy. Powerade now has twice as many electrolytes as before, and it's packed with vitamin C and B12. The brand prominently calls out the differences between Powerade and its rival Gatorade and says Powerade is also more affordable. The company's CEO said the new marketing strategy was quote, "We're going to be loud about it. We're going to be proud of it." Coca-Cola launched Powerade in the 1980s in an effort to compete with Gatorade in the sports drink industry.
More bad news for Bed Bath & Beyond. The furniture and home goods giant has announced it's shutting down another 87 stores. That's on top of the 150 closures the chain announced last August. The new closures include 5 Buy Buy Baby locations. This is just the most recent in a series of troubling developments as the struggling retailer barrels toward bankruptcy. Last week, the company warned it received a notice of default from its lender, J.P. Morgan Chase. Chase founded in 1971, Bed Bath & Beyond has been a staple for affordable home decor, but like many other brick-and-mortar retailers, it lost market share over the years to online alternatives and larger chains like Walmart and Target.
A new study has found a link between depression and polluted air. Researchers looked at a large-scale biomedical database in the UK where they found that people who were exposed to higher amounts of air pollutants for a long period of time had an increased risk of depression and anxiety. Researchers couldn't pinpoint the reason for the overall link between depression and polluted air, but they believe exposure affects the central nervous system, causing inflammation. Some studies have also found that air pollution can release harmful substances that can hurt cells that protect the brain. More research is needed as the study was published Wednesday in the journal JAMA Psychiatry.
Up next, we have our first Lewis Spotlight of the semester.
Stay tuned.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Lewandowski is our first Lewis Spotlight of the semester. Father Dennis is the current university chaplain here at Lewis. He was also a visionary leader with 21 years of pastoral service in positions of increasing leadership and responsibility. He was the pastor at Holy Spirit Catholic Church in Naperville for 10 years from 2009 to 2019. He has a master's in organizational development and in divinity, and he received his bachelor's in political science and government here at Lewis. So I'd like to welcome Father Dennis as our spotlight guest. We also have another guest down here with us, his dog Harper. Could you tell us maybe a little bit about Harper here?
Okay. Well, thank you very much for having me, Tony. It's a pleasure to be here. Tell you a little bit about Harper. Harper is a Bernedoodle. So she's a Bernese mountain dog and a standard poodle. And the story behind her was my brother-in-law is allergic to dogs, and we've always had a dog.
Yeah.
And he would only be able to come over in the summertime when we could be outside. So she's a hypoallergenic dog, and so I got her, and then he tested her out, and he was able to come over in the house. And now, because of that, he has his own, and my sister does. So she has a cousin. And but she's 9 years old, and she's very energetic and been a great companion for me.
And I don't know if they can see it on the camera, but we also got her a little bandana that has her name on it, that are some Lewis apparel.
Great. She could be the Lewis mascot for a while. Good.
But how long have you been here at Lewis?
I came in September of 2019, right before the pandemic started.
Yeah.
And so it's been kind of a difficult entry into working at Lewis because students were here for at least for a while, but then as you became onboarding, and then all of a sudden, stuff started to hit. Students weren't here, so it was kind of hard to do ministry when people were sick with COVID. So it's been a little bit of a challenge to be able to minister to students, minister to faculty, minister to staff when not a lot of people were here. But now that COVID is basically over in a lot of respects, now it's time to really kind of start up again.
And what does it mean to you to be back at Lewis? Because as I mentioned before, you got your bachelor's degree here.
Well, it's very different than it was when I was a student here. There was not as many buildings that were here. There was like a little lake in the back that we used to kind of hang out at. There was a little bridge that connected the campus to the other part of campus where De La Salle was at. Fitz was the big party dorm, and it continued to be on for a long period of time. I worked in campus ministry as a student when I was a student here, and usually there was a Denny's restaurant in Bolingbrook, which was the closest place to get coffee. So a bunch of us would jump in the car if we had a couple hours. We'd drive like 90 miles an hour to Denny's, drank coffee, smoked some cigarettes, jumped back in the car, and we were back on campus. So the Denny's the building's still there, but Denny's is no longer there. But now there's more places to gather on campus. And the campus is a lot prettier now. It wasn't a high priority when I was a student.
Yeah, a lot's changed, but you still enjoy it here?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's very strange. It's nostalgic for me to kind of just walk around and say, okay, I did this here. I knew this person over here. And but it's a much prettier campus now, and people should be very proud of what they see.
Now, I'm kind of interested in what's a typical day like for you here at Lewis?
Well, a typical day in the life of any priest is non-existent because you never know what's going to happen, what's going to take place. Basically, when I was in a parish, the parishioners' needs, their desires, their hopes, their wishes kind of were at the forefront, and so you kind of just made sure that you were available to them. The same way here, students kind of determine my day, faculty determines my day, staff determines my day. So there are some things that are kind of central every day, but then there's a variety of different things that kind of help out and cause you to respond in a way that maybe you weren't prepared to respond for that particular day.
And outside of working here, what do you like to do in your free time? Like hobbies or?
Well, I didn't have much free time as a parish priest, but I have more free time here because, I'm free most evenings. I really like to, although I still work as a priest on Saturdays and Sundays, so I really don't have much of a weekend, but at least when the school is closed and I don't have Mass on campus, then I try to get out of town and enjoy that. So it's kind of nice to be able to have that opportunity.
And I heard you like to go to Michigan as well?
I do, yeah. I spent a lot of summers as a kid growing up in Michigan. The first 5 years of me being a priest, I lived in Michigan, so I have a lot of friends there. I have some family members there. The first parish I was at, we had 60 lakes in the parish, and so every Saturday and Sunday I was on a lake on a boat, so it was kind of nice.
I've been there. Have you ever been up to Mackinac Island?
I have.
By the Upper
And one time
Peninsula?
I participated in the Mackinac race.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was there a long time ago, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But now kind of more on like I guess you could say serious note involving the students here. When students go to Mass, they tend to look for like a certain message or something that they can take away with them, and implement it into their daily lives. I was just kind of, curious how you can connect with the student body here and give them a message that they can take with them with any obstacles that they're facing.
Well, every Mass that I have, I always try to gauge who the participants are going to be and who the audience is, and then I kind of address my homily towards them. So usually every Saturday or Sunday I have Mass for the brothers in the brothers' house. And so because they're older gentlemen and their religious order, I kind of speak to them that they can understand. I have to then change my message when I'm talking with students because I have to be cognizant of where they're at, what their needs are, what's important to them, and what they're looking for. And so you always have to kind of adapt to see who your audience is and how you reach out to them. And basically, I try to give them a perspective to say that they're very much important. God certainly loves them very much. And also to be a trusted adult, so that way, in the eventuality that they need someone to talk to, someone to be with, in terms of if the counseling department is heavily being used, at least I can kind of step in, kind of help them out in that way.
And it's important to adapt because, different age groups and different audiences
for
are
sure.
going through different stuff. And not just priests, but anyone can
For sure.
help and give a message.
And it depends upon whoever you're speaking with. You have to kind of be very attuned to them, what's
Right.
going on in their own life. And especially young adults right now, they've gone through so many changes that I didn't have to experience when I was a young adult. And they've had a very difficult time. So you have to be very cognizant of that and also respectful of them.
Well, I appreciate you sharing your insight on that. And I want to thank you and Harper for coming today. She's been a terrific guest.
Yeah,
I know she looks like she's taking
it's nap time.
a little nap right
yeah,
now.
for sure. But it's a pleasure. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Up next, we'll have your local news.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Well, we'll see. Yeah. A woman faces felony charges after her 96-year-old mother was found dead inside a freezer in a home on the city's northwest side. Authorities charged Eva Bratcher, who's 69, with concealing a death and possessing a fraudulent ID card. Family members identified the 96-year-old woman as Regina Michalski. Family confirmed she was a migrant from Poland after World War II and that Bratcher was her daughter. Her granddaughter, Sabrina Watson, who lives in Kentucky, called the police on Monday to do a well-being check on her grandma. She hadn't seen her in 10 years and was estranged from her mother. Watson said she will plan a burial that she deserves after the investigation is over.
A female employee at a Southwest Side wellness spa is fighting for her life after she was stabbed at the business Wednesday night, Chicago police said. The woman was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital in critical condition after the incident in Brighton Park, according to CPD. The business was just closing for the night when police say the 35-year-old female employee was stabbed by a male patron during some kind of altercation. The woman has undergone surgery and still remains in critical condition.
A growing shortage of Chicago police officers is impacting how the department staffs a key office that helps track people convicted of certain crimes. Closures and delays at the Criminal Registration Unit on the city's south side, which is the only registration unit in Chicago, is preventing sex offenders to register. People have waited in line for hours to comply with a state law that requires arsonists and those convicted of sex and gun crimes to check in and register with police. Chicago police have 1,600 less members than it did 4 years ago, causing the staffing issues. The decline is having an impact on the criminal justice system. Not being able to register as a sex offender due to the staffing issues can lead to an unnecessary arrest for failing to sign up.
Vaccines are not just used for the flu or COVID. They may help many patients fight cancer, and now vaccines are getting a boost from science in Chicago. Scientists at Northwestern University are using the power of nanotechnology to improve the way vaccines work. This technology doesn't change the components of vaccines, rather it changes how they are constructed. This approach that Northwestern University professor Chad Merkin calls rational vaccinology resulted in a 600% increase in tumor-killing T cells compared to conventional vaccines.
A man was arrested Monday after being accused of stealing over $4,000 in items from the same Target on multiple occasions. Duncan Smith, who's 31, was arrested in the 3300 block of West Huron and is facing 4 felony counts of retail theft. Prosecutors allege Smith stole from the Target in the 2400 block of North Sacramento on July 30th of last year and on January 6th, 24th, and 28th of this year. Prosecutors allege he stole allergy medication, cold medication, and over-the-counter medications. Smith's bond was set at $10,000 and he is no longer allowed to enter the Target. His next court date is scheduled for February 8th.
When we return, we will have our entertainment news.
And later, we have your weather update.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
The Dr. Phil show is ending after more than 2 decades on the air. 72-year-old Phil McGraw says he is stepping back from the daytime show for other ventures. But the former psychologist hasn't given concrete details on his future plans. According to a statement by CBS Media Ventures, McGraw will focus on primetime programming. They said there would be a new partnership scheduled for launch early next year. McGraw started his TV career in the late 1990s on The Oprah Winfrey Show. His own show premiered in 2002 and has remained in the top 2 spots throughout that time. Original episodes of Dr. Phil will continue through the end of the season.
Beyoncé will soon be heading back on tour. Queen Bee announced the Renaissance World Tour on Instagram Wednesday. It'll feature music from her latest album, Renaissance, which has been garnering acclaim since it dropped last summer. Beyoncé's official website says the tour will start in Stockholm, Sweden this May. It'll wind through Europe and come to Philadelphia in July. The tour will wrap up in New Orleans in September. The Grammy winner has been off the road since she toured with her husband, rapper Jay-Z, in 2018.
An iconic Kobe Bryant Lakers jersey is going up for auction. Bidding for Bryant's MVP season jersey opens Thursday. It's expected to fetch a pretty penny. Sotheby's said it could even sell for $7 million. Bryant wore the jersey 25 times during the 07-08 season, including in the iconic photo where he was screaming in excitement during a playoff game against the Denver Nuggets. The jersey comes with photos, artwork, and books. Bidding ends February 9th.
British actress Andrea Riseborough will keep her Oscar nomination following a review by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Riseborough was nominated for Best Lead Actress for her performance in the independent drama To Leslie. Last week, the Academy launched a review of the campaign procedures around this year's nominees. The CEO of the Academy confirmed Tuesday that concerns about the To Leslie Awards campaign resulted in Riseborough's nomination, prompted an investigation into film's campaign tactics. Following the investigation, the Academy said those campaign tactics did not rise to the level that the film's nomination should be rescinded. However, the Academy says it does have concerns about social media and outreach campaign tactics used, and those tactics are being addressed.
Showtime is changing its name for the first time in its 47-year history. The premium TV network is integrating with Paramount's streaming service and will become Paramount Plus with Showtime. Later this year, it will become Paramount Plus with Showtime. The merge comes as the companies try to adapt to the rapidly changing media landscape. Paramount executives promise a more compelling offering to consumers versus subscribing to each service separately. Up next, we will have your weather forecast.
Then we will have your Lewis Sports Update. Stay with us.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
And now we have your 7-day weather forecast. We're starting out very chilly today and tomorrow with a high of 30 today and a high of only 14 tomorrow. So make sure you have your hats and gloves on if you're going outside. Then we warm up to the mid-30s this weekend for a high of 32 on Saturday and 36 on Sunday. Then going into next week, we hit a high of 40 on Monday for a little warm up. And then we see some rain on Tuesday with a high of 38 and then a high of 34 on Wednesday. This has been your weather update, and coming up we will have your Lewis Sports Update.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Here's your Lewis Sports Update. The Great Lakes Valley Conference has announced its baseball preseason poll for 2023, and Lewis was voted to finish 5th, the league announced on Monday. The women's basketball team earned its 4th win at home this season after defeating the University of Indianapolis by a score of 68-53 at Neil Carey Arena this past Saturday. The Lewis University women's bowling team made back-to-back runner-up finishes last Sunday after finishing in 2nd at Saints Invite at Bolero Lakeside. This has been your Lewis Sports Update.
That's it for today's news. Thank you for watching. As a reminder, you can always keep up with Lewis News on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and by visiting our YouTube channel. I'm Hannah Gasick.
And I'm Tony Donardis. Have a great night.